Yeah, I've said this before in the past. I'm Alexander Suryajian, and this is it's 9:11 a.m. July 30th. I've said this before in the past. These guys, they try to create this pseudo environment of acceptance and friendliness, especially under observation. And then they'll even use technology. I guess they have these people trained to these true systems and trained to this tech, and don't tell them all the hustles and tactics with it, how to manipulate this true system or feeling system, the fields as they call it. And they have ways to manipulate this system. So people who are relying on this system may not know the manipulations of it and have been just trained to it working untampered with and not dysfunctional. And these guys are have tech to manipulate this thing they call the feels and this sense of well-being amongst neurophysiological cues, et cetera, et cetera. And they're even using tech on the human being, not just using tech to manipulate the observers, but they're also using tech on me to try to manipulate me. So, for instance, when I was talking about something very serious, and then I started laughing, I was trying to snap back into being serious about it because I kind of got pulled into this weird thing while I was speaking. For all I know, because of neuromodulation, when it's like the mask and blah blah blah, whatever. Regardless of that, but there was a moment where I laughed, and then I was trying to go back to serious because I'm really pissed, and they were actually my body was in a battle, and they were using this neurosynthesis, neuromodulation on me in order to try to prevent me from going back to serious mode, as I was describing on the porte cochere. Um, I was just talking out loud, but my telepathy goes somewhere. Um, but they're creating like this Stockholm-like situation where they'll try to create an environment of friendliness and acceptance, approval, what have you, and they'll even modulate your body and use neurosynthesis on you to try to trick you. Everything's all good and it's friendly. We're friendly here. When they're not, they're really your captors holding you hostage and like a beast of burden, someone they're making off of, and they're using you as a slave, and they're trying to act like it's all good and it's friendly slavery. Yeah, no, it's not. So yeah, these people need to go to prison. I mean, and some of these people may. I mean, they don't even realize this is slavery. They don't even realize what a breach of Nuremberg Code is. They don't even know what informed consent is. It's like they're oblivious to these crimes. They actually think they're giving me fame and think I'm an actor. No, they're holding me hostage and I'm just fighting against the oppressor. They're not giving me fame. I'm just exposing the oppressor because I'm fighting against them. They were trying to murder me in the beginning when I kept trying to expose them. And their implantation jazz, they were shocking my heart. They've been trying to abuse me into silence for like 5 years and 5 months. Key point. So this is not about fame. They're fucking delusional. Anyone who buys that bullshit, you're crazy. No, they stuck a device in my brain to try to frame me and murder me and take advantage of people with the novelty of the tech and not tell them all the hustles, hoping they could course murder on me because they knew mentally unstable people were armed with these weapons and tech, and they knew all the flaws in the system and how to manipulate it. And then they were just going to manufacture telepathy and not tell anyone of the hustles. And then I started logging their hustles and sending it to as many people as possible. And maybe that's how I potentially saved my fucking life. But yeah, they weren't trying to give me fame. They were trying to frame me and murder me. And then I was logging all of their little hustles and tactics and informing as many people as possible, from educators to the United Nations, the CIA, the FBI, Department of Justice, etc. And maybe I stopped them before they could kill me. Granted, they're still around, and some of them still have devices in my heart, I think. But so someone needs to arrest those guys. But yeah, they're creating this Stockholm-like situation, like Stockholm syndrome, where they're trying to create an environment that you identify with the captor and it's friendly, and even manipulating the nervous system to sell this idea that you're friendly with the captor when you're not. Don't fall for it. So they're trying to trick you psychologically, but then they're also trying to trick the observer psychologically, as well as with their technology that they rely on to try to decipher information and truth about me and about the scenario. So don't be tricked. It's ridiculous. But yeah, no, I don't identify with these people. These people are fucking Satan. I just find light in dark places, even while I'm being held hostage for 5 years and 5 months now. Yeah, I don't like Satan. I don't like slavery. I don't like people with zero respect for human life. I don't like human rights and civil rights violators. I don't like anyone who even consider bringing slavery back into society after people were murdered and killed on battlefields to end it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of people with that more than inhuman stupidity. Literally, more than inhuman stupidity. Oh, well, people were murdered and killed in slavery. Let's bring it back. Yeah, not a fan of that. Not a fan of people who support breaches of Nuremberg Code. This inhuman stupidity is infuriating. And not to mention their insensitivity is just even more infuriating. There's more signs of their inhuman stupidity, or more than inhuman stupidity. And I mean, it's just creepy now. When is someone going to do something? They'll even try to put on a facade. Oh, we're sensitive now. We care about people's feelings. We care about human life. They don't. They're just catering and telling you what you want to hear. That's a key thing these kids do. They love to tell you what you want to hear, pretend to be what you want to see, but they're not. And they're these manipulative little snakes wearing these masks and putting on these facades and dressing themselves up as decent humans, but they're just so selfish and evil. It is scary. Let me put it this way. No kind and loving human being would participate in highly illegal, unethical, inhumane human experimentation or ritualistic community sexual assault, and observe a man having private time in the privacy of his own room as a community while they sexually abuse him, shock his genitals, heart, and body for entertainment. No kind and loving human being would ever be involved with that. Let's just wake up. So don't fall for these kids' bullshit. No kind and loving human being would steal trillions of dollars from a man while sexually abusing him, attempting a murder on him, and assaulting him covertly, and then slandering him and his family with malice to justify it. Let's wake up. These people are evil, pure Satan. They need to go to prison. Why aren't they in prison? They are not kind and loving human beings. They may sell you the facade and you'll fall for it. Don't. Look at their actions. Look at their behaviors. Look what they're involved in. And no, they can't say, oh, we were trying to fit in with rich people or we were blah, blah, blah. I don't fucking care. So you're telling me if you wanted to impress a rich guy and he hired you to murder someone, if they murder someone, it's okay? No, it's not okay. Even if Jeff Bezos hired you to murder someone, you wanted to fit in with the richest man in the world, you don't have the right to murder someone. Think about it. This is what they're saying. They're like, well, let's say they said the richest man in the world hired them to murder an innocent man in his family. And they were just trying to fit in and, be cool. And they murdered an innocent man in his family, a kind and loving man who loves his children, put them to college, mother took care of their family, would rub their back to sleep, kind and loving people. And you're going to say it's all right for them to murder the kind, loving, innocent people to fit in with rich guys? I mean, more evidence of more than inhuman stupidity. How are these people not in prison? Let's wake up. Praise Jesus. A lot of these kids are grown-ups. They're adults. They're not kids. They're adults. I just call them kids because they have parents. There's some element of parents and then they're kids. So they're children, whatever. They're not children. They're middle-aged people, and they know right from wrong. If some rich guy tried to hire me to kill someone, I'd report him. That's what an adult's supposed to do. You know right from wrong. So these guys are crazy. Someone needs to arrest them. Let's wake up. Praise Jesus.